Hi, I'm David Langlais. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Human Genetics at McGill University, and we work on genomics of pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis, is as kind of unknown causes. So our research project is trying to identify the underlying causes of pulmonary fibrosis. So how patients will develop pulmonary fibrosis. And what it does to the lung is that, usually you'll see that the lungs are really elastic. They can expand and retract easily, and that's how you breathe. But when you have fibrosis, they're not able to do that as efficiently anymore. So it's difficult for the patient to breathe. In pulmonary fibrosis, the arsenal for medication is really limited. There's 2 approved treatments for pulmonary fibrosis, but they are not able to cure fibrosis. They can only slow down the fibrosis and stabilize it in some cases, but not all cases. And it's not all patients that respond well to these treatments. So there's clearly an important need to identify new treatments for pulmonary fibrosis. And for this, we need to understand the causes. So what we do is that we look into the early events. We try to identify the early events when the patients will go from rheumatoid disease, inflammatory disease, into developing interstitial lung disease. And these key events are completely unknown. We don't know why some patients will develop fibrosis, why others won't. So we take patients that want to participate to our study. We take just a little bit of blood and we analyze all their blood cells, one by one, to understand if there's a signature of developing the pulmonary fibrosis disease. And with this, we can develop new drugs. So we really want to find an intervention that can remove fibrotic, events in the lung and make the patient breathe again. We don't only try to identify the key cells, immune cells that provoke fibrosis, but also is there any genetic predisposition in the patients that could lead for pulmonary fibrosis? And if yes, can we even detect before fibrosis happens? Screen the patient and then intervene earlier than the diagnostic.